thing that I wanted to look at was separating out an apple tree that I have. This was kind of funny. We had well, it's not funny. We had some apple tree. We have an apple tree over here. It's a multi-variety apple. And we had some apples that I left on the ground through the winter, and they sprouted on the lawn. And most of them are green. The whole tree is green. It's 5 varieties, but it's all green. And so then one of them that sprouted was a dark red leaf, has a bit of a red tinge to the bark. You can see the other bark is more green. And so I thought it was interesting. So I think I'm going to continue to try and grow it. And obviously not for apples, just for interest's sake. There's a few apples in this pot, so I'll just separate them out. I'll keep the red one in its own pot, and I'll keep the red one in its own pot, and I might just throw these green ones back in the same pot. We'll see. Apparently I used rocks in the bottom and they're all spilling out the holes here. That's fine. So these are the green ones. Just break this up a little bit. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Japanese maples, and I really like the reds mostly, and so that's what I'm kind of focused on in terms of learning to do bonsai. But I just thought this red apple was kind of interesting, and maybe it will be an interesting crab apple bonsai. Mostly leave the roots alone, but now these other guys, I don't know what to do with them. What do we have? We've got this one looks like it didn't make it, and then we have 3 that are viable. But again, whether I want to make apple or crab apple bonsais, I have no idea. That's not really my plan, but separate them a little bit so that if I ever change my mind, they're not quite so tangled. But yeah, those are, I want to say they're 2 years old. I think it grew to here and then up to there last year. I forget why I was wiring this one, but there's a bit of wire on it. And then this one is a little bit bigger than the others. But again, I think I'll just throw them back in the same pot. Maybe I'll separate them a little bit just to help out if I ever change my mind. So for this one, I'm not sure what I want to do with this one. I did wire a little bit of a curve into it. So I did wire a little bit of a curve into it. Fortunately, it grew quite a bit, and it did scar the bark a little bit, but I'm sure that will be fine as it grows. But yeah, like I say, it could be interesting. It may not be. I'll get a close-up of the red tips of the buds in a moment. And I just need to find a pot for it. Something a little bit larger, I guess. So much squeaking and screeching in the last video from trying to turn this on this glass table. Thought I'd try a little turntable here. So let's have a look here. So that's my little red apple tree. I guess I should take the wire off. Have a little bit of wire on there still, which is probably going to bite in as soon as it starts to grow. Again, I'll have to decide what the design will be. Right now it's a mess. But I'm learning, so what can I do? Okay, oh, I promised you a close-up of some of these red tips as they're about to start. I guess I may as well take off this wire while I'm thinking about it. Starting to bite in, so good to get it out, get it off long before that starts to happen. see a bit of the color that this tree will be. And there you can see a little bit of the scarring from the wiring from not being careful and taking it off. Like I say, this is going to grow considerably this year, so it probably won't even be able to see afterwards where that was. Had a little bit on this section from last year, which is looking really bad, but that part might not even stay on part of this tree, so we'll see.